Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and assalamu alaikum to the whole class. In the last lecture, we discussed chapter 4, in which that is regarding defining performance and choosing a measurement approach. Then we discussed overview, in which we basically discussed, we defined what actually the performance is, and we also relate performance with the behaviors. And now today we are going to discuss about the determinants of the performance. So these are basically the determinants of the performance. So in our last lecture we concluded it with the with the formula that was performance is equal to the declarative knowledge and procedural knowledge and motivation. So these things are very important. Today we are going to discuss what actually the declarative knowledge is, or what actually the procedural knowledge is, or what actually the motivation is, and why we conclude it, or why in the research papers researchers think that these three things are very important. Okay, so let's discuss about what actually the declarative knowledge is. Now let me give you the brief introduction of these three things, then we will go into the details. Declarative knowledge is basically the knowledge that is regarding the actual knowledge of a particular organization. Like, as we discussed in the last chapter of strategic management and performance management, we discussed that there are mission statements that are very important regarding to the goals and strategies, because through mission statement we basically make our goals, and then we make our strategies to the organizational level, to the unit levels, and to the departmental levels, and to the individual levels. So that chain is basically very important, through which we do the things. So this is basically the knowledge regarding those goals, because if a particular person knows those goals, then he will be able to complete its tasks accordingly. Then the second thing is the procedural knowledge. Procedural knowledge is regarding the procedures, that how we can perform the task, actually what the actual task is, and how we can perform the tasks. And the third but not the least is the motivation. Motivation is how motivated a particular employee is, or how motivated a particular department is, or how motivated a particular unit or organization is. So there are different levels, and through those levels we identify and we try to improve the levels. But in this chapter we are going to discuss that how we can measure the motivation of procedural knowledge or declarative knowledge. So regarding that, we are first going to discuss about the declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge is, as we already discussed, it is information about the facts. It is information about the labels and the principles that organizations make, and particularly the goals that organization make according to the mission statement. Overall, we discuss here about the understanding of task requirements, what actually the task requirements are, and we try to fulfill these task requirements. So this is basically the declarative knowledge. Now let me share you an example of declarative knowledge. For example, if there is a CEO of Starbucks and he basically comes to another organization, let's leave it. I will give you a particular example of Pakistan. Now, for example, if a CEO of Engro wants to join a bank, let's say Mizan Bank, so their policies are different, their aims are different, their goals are different, their thought procedure is different, their environment is different, their practices are different. So if he wants to join another organization, it is compulsory that he has to know what the actual environment is, what actually the HR practices is, what actually they want to do. So accordingly he will make his decisions and he will achieve the tasks. So declarative knowledge is very important for all the employees. Now, while discussing about the procedural knowledge, as we already discussed, it is knowing what to do and how to do it. So, for procedural knowledge, we have to know the procedures, we have to know the SOPs, because if we know the SOPs, standard operating procedures, then we will get to know that what should be the task, or what is the expectations from that tasks, and what are the actual results. Because if we made the SOPs, or if we make the TORs, terms of reference, so it means that we are focusing on that task, that how we are going to achieve it. So if we have made it, then we will be able to measure it, and if we will be able to measure it, then we will be able to know that what was the performance in doing that particular task, and what was the performance of the employees. So these procedures are very important, and for that there are different skills required, and it depends that what are the skills required for different tasks. Now, what are those skills? These are basically cognitive skill, physical skill, perceptual skills, motor skills, interpersonal skills. Now, you might have remembered that when you were admitted in ComSets, you have given the test. Now, why you have given the test? Just to check that what are the skills, or what are the levels of your skills. So you might remember that there were analytical skills at that time. There were some questions, there were some analytical questions, there were some questions that were regarding comprehension, there were some questions regarding science subjects. So that exam was just to check that what is basically the knowledge, what are the skills that you have achieved, that what are the levels that you have gained so far. So these are basically the procedural knowledge, in which we have to check that what actually the skills are and what actually the procedure is. So the third but not the least is the motivation. Motivation is considered to be the most important behavior of any organization, or we might say that the unit level, or the department level, or even the individual level, because it starts from the individual level. If the individual do not have the chance to get motivated, or he do not get the environment to get motivation, it means that he is not completing the task. All the procedural knowledge and the declarative knowledge will go in vain. So it's compulsory to get motivated, or it's compulsory to make such environment so that every employee get motivated. So motivation is very important. Here I will give you an example. Now, just considering that this formula, for example, if this motivation becomes zero, while considering that procedural knowledge has 100 marks and declarative knowledge is 100 marks, it means that an employee has full knowledge, has full declarative knowledge, and has full procedural knowledge, but if he is not motivated, the overall performance will be zero. So it means that motivation is very important. It means that he has to be motivated. Now let me share you an example, and then we will go into the detail. Now, considering the example of a sales manager, now he has given some tasks, or he has given some assignment, or to do the sales of 1000 units in 1 month. Now, if something is very different, or if something is very difficult in particular scenario, like if we are in lockdown and he has been given 1000 unit sale tasks, it might have very difficult for him. So there are three things, there can be three thinkings of that sales employee. The first one is, it is very difficult and it is unachievable, and I will not do any effort to complete the task because it is not achievable. Now this is the first behavior. The second level might be that, okay, I will do the task, I will try to complete it, but if it will not be completed, then I will leave it. The third thinking would be, no matter what, I have to achieve the task and I will achieve the task. So these are basically the three levels of motivation, that how motivated a particular employee is. So considering that level of motivation, we can see that he can complete the task how efficiently or how effectively. So let's see what the motivation is. Now going into the details, motivation consists of choices. Now what the choices are, first of all is expenditure of effort. The second thing is level of effort, at what level it is going, and then the persistency of the effort, the consistency, that how at what level he is consistent to that effort. Because in one day, you say, if I'm giving you an example, that if one day he says that I will do the best task I can do, I have to achieve it, and on the next day he says no, I am not going to do it, and in the other day he says no, I will again do the task as much as I can do it. So there can be the change of behavior. So these change of behaviors should not be acceptable in any organization. There should be persistency of effort, and it must be at the higher level of the effort. The second thing is deliberate practice leads to excellence, because if there is a deliberation, if there is a will, if there is a courage that I have to perform the task, it means that he will achieve the task at the best possible.